I was really sad to see it go. It was one of those moments when Graham called me and he said, I'm not going to be coming back next year. This could be a great journey for the viewers because the viewers are obviously going to miss Ty. They're going to miss that relationship.
Ty Borden is not coming back to Heartland. No matter how many fans hoped, no matter how many theories tried to explain a way around it, the truth is heartbreaking. Ty Borden will not return to Heartland in season 19. And the new trailer makes it painfully clear. This season is about moving forward, but not without scars. What happened to Amy after Ty's death has left a permanent mark, and now in season 19, she faces her biggest test yet. But is Heartland still Heartland without Ty? Heartland season 19. Episode 1 picks up with a chilling silence, the kind of silence that doesn't mean peace, but emptiness. Amy is still standing still strong, but something in her eyes has changed. After everything she went through, raising Lindy alone, rebuilding her life on the ranch, and fighting through every emotion that losing Ty brought her, she's at a new crossroads. There were whispers that maybe Ty had somehow survived. Maybe the writers would find a way to bring him back. But those whispers were false hope. The trailer wastes no time reminding us Ty Borden is gone. His story ended in season 14, and now Heartland is telling a new story, one where Amy must learn to live with the past while shaping a new future. But letting go doesn't mean forgetting, and forgetting doesn't come easy. As Amy walks through the barn, every corner still feels like Ty. Every fence post, every sunrise over the ranch, every smile Lindy gives. It all carries pieces of him. But this season, Amy is no longer waiting. She's moving forward. And with that comes new challenges. There's tension in the air. Lou is still struggling with her leadership role as mayor while trying to protect the ranch from outside threats. Jack is growing older, and the weight of keeping the family together is getting heavier by the day. Georgie's return is teased, but what she brings with her is not just a reunion, it's a storm. Secrets, regrets, and unfinished business are about to shake the foundation of Heartland Ranch. The most haunting moment in the trailer, Amy stands alone holding Ty's old jacket. She doesn't cry. She doesn't speak. But the look on her face says it all. This season is about pain and strength. Fans wanted a miracle. Instead, we're getting something deeper, a raw, emotional journey about healing after loss. Ty may not be coming back, but his presence is everywhere. And that's what makes season 19 even more powerful. The question now is, who will Amy become without him? There's something different about the way Amy rides now. It's not just skill, it's survival. In season 19, episode 1, we begin to understand that Amy isn't just coping anymore. She's transforming. But the path forward is messy, painful, and filled with doubt. The trailer hints at this shift with brief, powerful moments. Amy staring out across the fields alone at dawn, her face carved with quiet resolve. She's not the same girl who fell in love with Ty Borden in the barn all those years ago. That girl was full of hope. This woman, she's full of fire, scars, and purpose. The life she imagined died the day Ty did. And now she's choosing to live a different story. One she didn't ask for, but one she's writing with every choice she makes. But not everyone around her is ready for change. Lindy, now growing older, begins asking hard questions. Questions Amy isn't sure how to answer. Why did Daddy leave? Will he ever come back? These innocent words hit like thunder. Amy holds her daughter tighter, but even that doesn't stop the ache. This season forces Amy to confront the brutal truth she must teach Lindy about Ty. Not as the man who's coming home, but as the man who gave them everything and is never coming back. The trailer lingers on a heartbreaking moment. Lindy wearing Ty's old hat, pretending to ride beside her mom. Amy smiles, but her eyes tell a different story. She's haunted. Every day she battles to give Lindy a sense of joy while hiding her own grief. But that grief doesn't stay buried for long. Jack knows it. Lou feels it. Even Tim sees it. Amy's trying to be strong for everyone, but cracks are forming. This season brings new challenges to the ranch, and they're not just emotional. There's a growing threat, financial pressure, legal trouble, and the possibility that Heartland itself could be at risk. Rumors spread that outside developers are circling, eyeing the land for something that has nothing to do with horses or healing. Lou as mayor is caught in the middle, torn between protecting the town's future and saving the legacy of her family's land. But how do you make decisions for everyone when your own world is falling apart? Tim, never the most sensitive of the family, tries to step up, but his rough approach only drives wedges deeper. And when new characters enter the scene, one in particular, a stranger with a mysterious past connected to Ty's days in Mongolia, everything shifts. Who is this person? Why now? What are they hiding? The trailer gives only glimpses. A shadow at the edge of the property, a tense conversation behind closed doors. Amy's eyes widening in shock as she learns something she never expected. It's not Ty, but it's something tied to him. And whatever it is, it threatens to reopen wounds Amy thought had finally started to heal. Meanwhile, Georgie's return sparks more questions than answers. She left chasing her Olympic dreams, but something's changed. Her tone is darker, her body language tighter, and she's not alone. Someone from her past, someone Amy doesn't trust, returns with her. As episode 1 unfolds, it becomes clear that Georgie's return isn't just a family reunion, it's a turning point. Secrets are coming with her. And one of those secrets may involve a decision that could tear the family apart. For Amy, who has worked so hard to hold things together, this is the last thing she needs. Still, through it all, the memory of Ty lingers. His voice, his words, his legacy. It's in every quiet moment. And when Amy visits his grave in the trailer, placing a hand on the cold stone, she says only 4 words: "I'm still trying, Ty." That single line says everything. Heartland Season 19 isn't about forgetting the past. It's about surviving it. And if the trailer is any hint of what's to come, Amy's journey is far from over. She may never get closure, she may never stop missing Ty, but she's learning to live with the pain and turn it into strength. There's a storm building in Heartland Season 19, and it's not just the kind that rolls over the hills with thunder and rain. It's emotional, personal, and dangerously close to tearing apart the bonds that have held this family together for decades. At the center of it all is Amy, still grieving, still trying to make sense of a life without Ty, but now forced to become something she never wanted to be: a fighter. Not for herself, but for Lindy, for the ranch, and for the soul of Heartland itself. In episode 1, we begin to see what this transformation really costs her. She's carrying everyone, holding Jack's worries, Lou's pressures, Tim's stubborn pride, and all while pretending she's okay. But behind closed doors, Amy is struggling. The silence in her room at night is louder than any argument. The emptiness of Ty's side of the bed is a constant ache. And the worst part? No one knows just how close she is to breaking. Amy's isolation grows even deeper when she starts noticing strange things happening around the ranch. Tools go missing. Gates are left open. Horses seem spooked for no reason. At first, she chalks it up to forgetfulness, maybe stress, but soon a terrifying thought creeps in. What if someone is watching them? The trailer hints at something, or someone, lurking just out of view. A figure in the distance. A truck parked down the road too long. A photo left at the barn with Ty's name written on the back, in handwriting Amy doesn't recognize. It's chilling. And it sets the tone for a season that's not just about grief, but danger. Could this be connected to Ty's past, or is someone targeting the family now at their most vulnerable moment? Jack, always the rock, begins to unravel. His health is clearly declining. Nothing dramatic, but enough that Lou starts noticing. The long rides tire him out faster, and his hands shake when he's holding a coffee cup. Jack refuses to talk about it, but Amy can see it too. And she knows if something happens to Jack, she'll be left to carry this family without its heart. That fear drives her to take on more than she should. She works longer hours, pushes herself harder, and distances herself from everyone just to stay strong. But that strength is wearing thin. And when a mysterious letter arrives, signed with the initials TB, Amy finally breaks. She hides it from the others, but inside she's spiraling. Is someone playing a cruel joke? Or is it possible that Ty had secrets ones he never told her? Meanwhile, Lou faces a brutal political scandal that threatens not only her job as mayor, but her integrity as a sister. A shady land deal signed years ago before she took office suddenly resurfaces. And the twist? It involves land bordering Heartland Ranch. The documents suggest Lou's office knew about plans to rezone the area for commercial use. But Lou is blindsided. She never approved it, but now the media is tearing her apart, accusing her of selling out her family. Amy is furious. Not at Lou, but at the situation, because now everything they fought for is at risk. If Heartland loses its land, it loses its identity. And Amy, she might lose the last piece of Ty she still has. The tension between Amy and Lou hits a boiling point mid-episode. They've always had a complicated bond, sisters who love each other deeply but often speak different emotional languages. Now, with the ranch on the line, their grief over Ty colliding with political chaos, they explode. Accusations are thrown, old wounds reopened, and for the first time in years, the Fleming sisters stand on opposite sides of a battle neither of them wanted. Jack tries to mediate, but even he knows some things can't be fixed overnight. What's worse, Tim picks a side and it's not Amy's. Georgie, still settling back into life on the ranch, becomes the unexpected bridge between them. Her Olympic dreams didn't pan out, and now she's carrying her own weight of disappointment. But instead of hiding it, Georgie begins connecting with Amy in a new way. They're both lost, both grieving what could have been. And through that shared pain, they start healing. Slowly. Georgie even suggests something bold, expanding Heartland into a sanctuary for troubled horses and children, combining Amy's gift with horses and Georgie's passion for mentoring. It's risky, expensive, but it might just save the ranch and give them all a new sense of purpose. But then comes the final blow. At the end of episode 1, Amy discovers something buried in Ty's old toolbox. It's a notebook, filled with sketches, notes, plans. Ty's dreams for Heartland's future. One page in particular stuns her. A proposal to start a wilderness riding therapy program for veterans, for kids, for anyone lost in the world. It's beautiful, it's powerful, and it breaks Amy's heart, because it's a future they'll never build together. She clutches the notebook to her chest, sobbing silently as the camera fades to black. Ty's not coming back, but maybe, just maybe, his dreams still can. The discovery of Ty's old notebook in episode 1 doesn't just bring Amy to tears, it brings her to a decision. After months, even years of trying to move on without direction, she now has something more than grief to hold on to. Ty's vision wasn't just a memory, it was a roadmap. A reminder that even in his final days, he was dreaming of a future for others. A future for the ranch. A future for her. But now that dream rests in Amy's hands, and the weight of it is crushing. In episode 2, Amy is determined to bring Ty's wilderness therapy program to life, but doing so will cost more than money. It will cost trust. It will test loyalties, and it will unearth truths that were never meant to be found. The first challenge Amy faces is convincing the rest of the family. Lou, still dealing with political fallout, is skeptical. She sees the beauty in Ty's vision, but she's focused on protecting Heartland from the rezoning crisis. With every town meeting she attends, every news camera pointed in her face, the pressure builds. The town is divided. Developers promise jobs and revenue, while Lou promises preservation. But in the shadows, a betrayal brews. Someone on the town council has been leaking information, selling Lou out, and Amy fears it's someone close. Meanwhile, Tim dismisses the wilderness program entirely. He thinks Amy's grasping at straws, chasing ghosts instead of facing reality. He warns her that digging into Ty's past will only lead to more pain. But Amy won't stop. Not now. Not when she finally feels like Ty is still guiding her. The notebook contains names, contacts, people Ty was working with in secret before he died. One of them is a veteran named Caleb Pierce, a man who rode with Ty during their time in Mongolia. Amy tracks him down, and what she finds is unsettling. Caleb is not the man she expected. He's angry, bitter, and scarred by more than just war. But he has something Amy desperately needs: a final letter from Ty, one he never sent. Caleb kept it out of guilt. And now, with Amy standing in front of him demanding answers, he reluctantly hands it over. The letter is short, unfinished, but one line hits Amy like lightning. If anything happens to me, tell Amy she was always my beginning and my end. She doesn't cry when she reads it. She just closes her eyes, breathes in, and says, "Then I'll make sure your dream lives." Back at the ranch, strange things keep happening. Horses spooked without cause, fence lines cut, surveillance cameras catching blurred images at night. Amy starts to wonder if this program Ty was building attracted the wrong kind of attention. She digs deeper, rereading every page of the notebook, and notices a symbol in the margins, one she doesn't recognize. She takes it to Jack, who grows visibly tense when he sees it. He brushes it off as nothing but Amy can tell he's lying. Later, when she confronts him, he finally tells the truth. Years ago, Ty had been investigating a group of investors in Mongolia, people involved in illegal animal trade. He was trying to expose them, and Jack feared that when Ty died, it wasn't just a tragedy, it might have been something darker. This revelation shakes Amy to her core. She spent years trying to come to peace with Ty's death, believing it was senseless but natural. But now that belief is shattered. And what's worse, if Ty's death wasn't random, then the danger might not be over. Could someone be watching her now? Could they be trying to silence whatever Ty left behind? The fear sets in, but Amy doesn't retreat. Instead, she does what Ty would have done. She digs in. She becomes more focused than ever. She starts building the program, reaching out to local ranchers, veterans groups, and donors. Word spreads, and slowly support begins to grow, not just because of the program's mission, but because it's Ty's legacy. But not everyone is happy. A new character enters the scene, Gavin Cross, charismatic, wealthy, and very interested in the land around Heartland. He presents himself as a friend, says he's there to help Amy bring Ty's vision to life, but there's something too smooth about him, too polished. Lou is suspicious from the start, and when Jack mentions he's heard the name before, connected to one of those developers trying to rezone the area, alarm bells go off. Amy, desperate for funding, is tempted to trust Gavin. He offers everything she needs: resources, connections, media attention. But the price? A partnership that would give him partial control over Heartland's land. Amy is torn. She wants to believe in people. Ty always did. But something about Gavin's timing, his interest, his charm, it all feels wrong. Georgie, watching this unfold, decides to do her own digging. She pulls public records, speaks to old contacts, and uncovers something terrifying. Gavin Cross once partnered with the very same people Ty was investigating in Mongolia. She rushes to tell Amy, and what follows is a confrontation that will change everything. Amy throws Gavin off the property, but before he leaves, he warns her, "You think you're protecting Ty's memory, but you're digging up something that should have stayed buried." The threat is clear, and now Amy knows. She's not just honoring Ty's dream, she's walking straight into the fire he left behind. By the end of episode 2, Amy stands alone in the stables. The wind howls outside. Lindy sleeps peacefully in the house, but Amy's wide awake. She clutches Ty's notebook, her heart racing. The weight of what's coming presses down on her. But she doesn't run. She whispers into the quiet, "I'm not afraid, Ty." And for the first time in a long time, she means it. The tension that has been quietly simmering finally explodes in Heartland Season 19, Episode 3. Everything Amy has been holding in, her grief, her fear, her doubts, is reaching a breaking point. And this time there's no hiding behind horses or ranch work. As she pushes forward with Ty's wilderness therapy program, the pressure from all sides begins to close in. Lou's political enemies are using Amy's every move as ammunition. Jack's health is declining more rapidly than anyone expected. The rezoning battle is heating up, and the mysterious threats around the ranch are escalating into something far more dangerous. A break-in at the barn, a fire set near the west pasture. This isn't just sabotage, it's a message. Someone is warning Amy to stop. But the question that haunts her is the same one haunting everyone around her. Why now? The answer, it turns out, lies buried in the last pages of Ty's notebook. After the fire, Amy returns to the stables alone, hoping to find something she missed. That's when she notices the back cover, stitched shut. Carefully, she cuts it open and finds a folded photograph charred at the edges. It's a picture of Ty standing next to a man Amy doesn't recognize. On the back is one line: "If this gets out, they'll come for you too." Amy stares at the photo for hours, trying to understand what Ty was caught up in. She finally decides to confront Caleb Pierce again, demanding the truth. Caleb is reluctant, but when Amy shows him the picture, he goes pale. The man in the photo was part of an international smuggling operation, one that Ty had discovered while in Mongolia. They were laundering money, selling endangered animals, and hiding behind charities. And now, one of those men is back, operating under a new name, Gavin Cross. This revelation shakes Heartland to its foundation. Lou realizes the land deal she's fighting isn't about real estate. It's about silence. Gavin and his investors are using the rezoning project as a front to erase everything Ty uncovered. And if they gain access to Heartland, they'll bury the last remaining evidence. Lou tries to go public, but her office is flooded with anonymous threats. Her career is already hanging by a thread, and now her life may be in danger too. Jack wants to send Lindy away for safety. Tim insists they get the police involved, but no one trusts the local authorities. Too many of them are tied to these developers. Amy feels the weight of it all like a vice. She's not just fighting for Ty's legacy anymore, she's fighting for her family's survival. Meanwhile, Georgie steps up in ways no one expects. She starts organizing local support. Riders, ranchers, veterans who knew Ty and believe in his dream. Together, they start rebuilding the program by hand refusing Gavin's money, refusing fear. It becomes more than a project. It becomes a rebellion. Amy, though exhausted, begins to find new strength in this. And then just when it feels like she might be turning a corner, tragedy strikes again. One night, Jack collapses. He's rushed to the hospital, and the doctors confirm what Amy feared. His heart is failing. They caught it just in time, but his days of working the ranch are over. Jack tries to smile through it, tries to comfort Amy, but his eyes give him away. He's afraid of what will happen to the family when he's gone. Amy stays by his side all night, holding his hand silently, begging the universe not to take him too. In the early morning as the sun rises, Jack turns to her and says something she'll never forget. "You have to stop waiting for Ty to come back. Amy, he's not, but you're still here. And so is this place. And that means something." That becomes Amy's turning point, the beginning of a new path, not away from Ty, but forward with him still in her heart. She returns to Heartland with fire in her eyes. No more hesitation, no more fear. She meets Gavin face to face one final time holding Ty's notebook in her hand and tells him if he sets foot on her land again, she'll expose every lie, every secret, and every name in the book. Gavin leaves, but his threat lingers. The danger isn't gone, but Amy doesn't care. She's chosen her side, and she's ready to fight. The final moments of episode 3 and the ending of the 3-episode arc are both devastating and beautiful. Amy stands in the center of the ranch, surrounded by her family. The sky above is dark thunder rolling in the distance, but she's not afraid. Lou takes her hand. Georgie stands beside her. Even Tim, for once, is silent. And then Lindy runs out from the house carrying a small wooden box, Ty's old compass. She places it in Amy's hands and says, "So you never lose your way again." Amy clutches the compass to her chest, tears falling, and looks up at the sky. Ty's not coming back. That's the truth. But his love, his dreams, and his fight, they're still alive. In Amy, in Lindy, in all of Heartland. And as the storm breaks overhead, Amy whispers, "We'll finish this, Ty. I promise." Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe our channel for more updates. Thanks.